Hi guys, Mark here with Wolters World. We're in Xi'an, China. Basically, you know this place because this is where the terracotta warriors are. You know, the warriors from the tomb of the first Qin emperor. Anyway, there's all kinds of great stuff here. But what I want to talk about today is I've been traveling around China and I've been traveling around Asia. And I haven't seen a lot of Western study abroad students here. Now, when I go to Europe, I see them all over. And I thought what I'd do is give you 5 things you're going to love and hate about studying abroad in Asia. Now, the first thing you're not going to like when you come here is, I'll be honest, you're going to be a little scared because you don't really know much about the culture because, you know, you've seen things from Oktoberfest, you've seen the running of the bulls, you've seen all these things, but, you know, in China, you haven't heard of the festivals, and in Thailand, you're not sure what's going on, so kind of that unknown really can scare people, and that's something they don't like. It's not necessarily hate, it's just something you're kind of scared of, is the fact that, hey, you don't know much about the culture, but on the other side, it gives you so much more to learn about it because you already know a lot about Germany. Why not learn about a new culture of Thailand or China or something like that? The second thing you're not going to like about studying abroad in Asia is the language. There's a lot less English spoken in Asia. Even in Japan and Korea, where there's a lot of English spoken, it's still not as good as places like Portugal and Germany, things like that. So a lot of people are scared by that because what do I say? Because, you know, you can read, if it's German, you can still make out the letters, but if it's in Chinese or Japanese, you have no clue what it's saying unless you study the language. So that's one of the issues you do have. Is the second thing you're not going to like is the language difference. So you really need to learn some language when you go to make your life a little bit easier. And it is kind of fun. And I will say Asian languages are easier to learn because the grammar is very simple. The third thing you're not going to like about studying abroad in Asia is it's hard to fit in. Okay, you don't always fit in, so it's hard to make friends. It's hard to get to know people, know what the right thing to do and wrong thing to do is, and things like that. So it can be a problem. And the thing is, if you can meet a local, become friends with them, your experience will be so much better. But getting to that point when you meet those people can be a little bit trying. That's why sometimes what I used to do, what we did here, is I met someone that spoke Chinese, Zhongwen, and I speak Yingwen, which is English, and we have like a tandem. So we meet and talk, and we discuss the things. They show me around town, we see things, and then you meet people, because in Asia, I will say, the people are a lot more friendly than in Europe. And Europeans are friendly, but Asians are even more friendly, and they're like, oh, my cousin lives in Xi'an, you should see them. And we're here in Xi'an, and a friend of mine's, someone they study with, cousin studies in Xi'an, and they're showing us around, so it's pretty funny. So the people, it's hard to make friends because you don't fit in, but once you do, they make it great. But getting to that point is tough. The fourth thing you're not going to like about studying Asia is the pollution and kind of the people everywhere, because in Asia a lot of people are just kind of packed on top of each other. Tokyo, Beijing, even here in Xi'an, there's so many people in the cities that you really, no matter where you go, you've got people everywhere. So it's really hard to find your own kind of inner peace and quiet time, as you can tell just by listening to the background noise here. So that's another thing. And when I talk about the people, there's also with that, you have so many people, you have a lot of pollution and quality control issues. So expect a few tummy upsets and things like that, but just know that's one of the things you're going to deal with. So people everywhere and the pollution that comes with that. And the fifth thing you're not going to like about studying Asia is the food. Now, the food is really tasty, don't get me wrong, but after a while you get kind of tired of it because you're not sure of all the differences because of that language difference, so you get stuck eating the same thing. So make sure you have a local tell you some other dishes to get, because otherwise you get very bored of the food, and then you start moving to, eating cheeseburgers at McDonald's and going to KFC more than what you should be eating when you should be eating at local restaurants, okay? So be careful with that. So those are 5 things you're not really going to like about studying in Asia, but they're just little things. You'll be much better off, when you go, because there's things you're really going to like about studying in Asia, and here are the 5 things you're going to love about studying in Asia. Now, the first thing you're going to love about studying in Asia is, guys, you're special. There's not a lot of Westerners around here, so people, they take pictures of you, they want to get to know you, they say, hey, come to my restaurant, come meet my family, all kinds of things like that. I was in the hotel today, and I was talking with a guy with his son, and we had my son. He's like, hey, if you come to Chengdu, I'll show you around, and you can see all the villages, you can meet the whole family. I'm like, wow, that's really nice. Because there's so few Westerners that really do study here, you really get a chance to really get involved with the culture and really get to know people. And that's what's fantastic, because you are special when you're here, okay? So that's the first thing you're going to love about it. The second thing you're going to love has to do with the homework, guys. In Asia, you have a lot less homework and a lot less exams. So basically, a lot of my students here, I'm teaching in China right now, and they're telling me, look, in China, we just have an exam at the end. We don't have all this homework and all these midterms and stuff like that. So in Asia, you get a lot more free time and a lot more freedom to study on your own or go traveling and things like that. So that's the second thing you're going to love about studying here. Now, the third thing you're going to love is after you finish studying abroad and after you finish your degree is companies are looking for people that have studied in Asia, because you study in Barcelona, like, oh, you were partying in Spain and Germany, but no, I was in China, I learned some Chinese, I understand the culture more, and companies want to come here. Oh, I was in Japan, so learning Japanese, they want to go to Japan, they want to go to Southeast Asia, and so you become a lot more marketable than the people that go to Germany or England for their study abroad. The fourth thing you're going to love about studying abroad in Asia is the fact that your parents know if you go to Barcelona, it's all night partying. And if you tell them you're going to study abroad in Munich, they think you're drunk every day. But if you go to China, they're like, Beijing, oh, well, you're going to study really hard when you're there, because they don't know what's going on here. There's tons of nightlife in Asia, but your parents don't know about that. So it makes it a lot easier to talk your parents into believing you're really going to be studying the whole time, versus if you're saying, oh, I'm going to Lisbon, which is on the beach, a little bit more difficult that way, okay? So it makes it a lot easier to get people to believe you really studied abroad and didn't just party for a semester, though you still will when you're here, okay? And the fifth thing you're going to love about studying abroad in Asia are the fantastic travel opportunities. Guys, Asian cultures are completely different than Western cultures, so it's such an experience everywhere you go, from the food to the culture to the people to the traditions. I mean, here in Xi'an, I get to see the terracotta warriors. We're going to Thailand in a couple of weeks on a vacation to see the stuff there. I mean, guys, it is beautiful all over Asia, and it's completely different, and you'll just love it. And that's the fifth thing you'll love, just traveling around and see so many things that are a lot different than when you go to Europe or South America. So those are the 5 things you're going to love and hate about studying abroad in Asia. And guys, I'll be honest with you, anywhere you study abroad, you're going to have a great time. So I hope this helps. I'm going to go sleep here in the Drum Tower here in Xi'an and have a good time there. So have a great time. If you want to learn more about studying abroad or learn about visiting here in Xi'an, check us out on our website at woltersworld.com. We're also on Twitter and Facebook, and we appreciate all your likes and subscriptions. Bye from Xi'an.